All right. So tonight I'm going to be making some strawberry pomegranate mead. My wife is the one who came up with this idea. So I'm going to use some pomegranate juice. Might make it a little bit easier to do that. Sorry, squirrel. Got some water boiling for a little bag that I plan on putting the strawberries in, just because I want to pull the strawberries out at some point. Should be good enough time-wise. Not a good idea. Let's put that over there. I'm going to just be making a gallon tonight using my favorite bottles. Get all the stuff out of there. Some more stuff. Jeez. Made a couple videos about these bottles. They're plastic, they're rubber. I really like them. Gonna get that all sanitized. And as you can tell, I'm not prepared. Hopefully you can hear me. Ariel, could you get on this and make sure that I sound okay? Sanitizer of choice. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. I can make the camera angle a little bit better soon. We're going to put that in there. Going to be using, mesquite honey sounds good, I think. Yeah. All right, we're going to turn the stove off. Boiling a tea bag just to sanitize it. Couple paper towels ready. Cool, you can actually see what I'm doing. Gonna put that right there. Move that over there. Okay. Got that. We'll need these later on. Sorry, the screen's far away and it's a smaller screen, so I cannot see. So, Ariel, does it sound okay? Okay. It's actually like listening to my voice and everything? Cool. Nope, can't see. Why is it not? Okay. Let's move this slightly over there. I wish I could angle this down without dropping the phone. Hold on. We're going to flip camera. You know, I've been seeing those tripods that have the a little bit different of an angle. I might need one. Wait, I got an idea. We can do this. We're going to... Sorry. I'm still learning how to do this, so just give me a little bit of leeway. Okay. So I just buy the Star Sand concentrated cleaner, put like a cap full in here. And I found the easiest method to get everything sanitized. The spray bottle. Gonna put that in, keep on spraying it, put that in, that thing out. I'm also going to want immersion blender head. These things, if you make mead or anything, highly recommend. If you look at my website, tylershobbies.com, I have a link to this one. I really like it, and you guys help me buy it. So thank you so much. Also got a scale, my honey. Got that guy plugged in. I guess it would be nice to have you guys following me, but I'm co-host with one other creator. No thanks. So, a couple additional things: turkey baster and hydro. Wow, I can't even think of the name of that thing. That's an odd angle. Okay, turn this tripod off. Go back to that. Okay, and like I've said on my website, tylershobbies.com, I have affiliate links for pretty much everything that I use. And just because I have the breakable one, we are going to hold on to that. Throw it in there. Just so it doesn't break. Put that over there. I want another paper towel, which is right behind you guys, right in front of you guys. All the stuff has been washed. I just go through and do a quick sanitize. Sometimes I'll wash it, just kind of depending on how I feel. Got the last two bits. Sorry, I'm using the front-facing camera just so you guys can actually see. If there's comments, I'll check occasionally just to see. And just because this jar has held other meats in it, I give it a quick little splash, quick little wash. Spray the stuff back in. Put it over there. Someone just got the #1 badge. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Okay. Now we're going to try not shaking you guys too much. See if that area works. Nope, not too well. Also checking the camera angle just to make sure that you guys can see most, if not all. Oh, you know what I can do? I can pull up my dying phone. Could you bring me a charger for this? Oh, actually, that guy and that. Just so I can keep an eye on like comments and whatnot. Okay, working on getting this. Okay, I think. Okay, cool. Setup, always a slight delay. I'm not sure why. And we don't need an echo, so turn that all the way down. We're going to turn the scale on. It is a little bit weird doing this to tear it out. Cool. Okay, and then I'm just going to go with a comparison idea. I like pounds. So that might only be half a pound of honey. Maybe, probably a little bit more. Because that container is a really heavy container. I'm going to just let that sit in the hot water for a little bit. Do I want to use that honey yet? No, probably not. Do you think mango would be good in this? The mango honey? Okay. We got some mesquite honey and some mango honey. Let's see if that's decided to loosen up just a little bit. We're gonna give it just a little tiny bit of heat with that. Gonna grab this, grab some water. That's nice. I want water. And what else do I need? I need my yeast nutrients and my yeast. So, nope, can't see there. You can kind of see there. Basically, my go-to setup, just basic winemaker's yeast. I've used this stuff. I have not had a bad batch yet, so that's pretty cool. Then fermento, kind of the industry standard. Okay, we're getting there. I want it just a little bit more. We're going to turn that temperature up just a little bit. And while we're waiting on everything, we are going to grab a cup, get some water in it. I should probably sanitize the cup. There we go. I'm just using some water out of the reverse osmosis. It's fine. You can use the other stuff if you want. Like a bottled water. Excuse me. And give it just a few seconds in here. And while we're waiting, give it just a little bit of that juice. So with this juice, it filtered water, pomegranate juice from concentrate, nothing else. You want to look for the clean stuff. You don't want other. You don't want to mess up your mead, like I have, with I want to say it was like potassium, something that basically just killed all the yeast, and it fermented to like 1 point something percent. So I had to fortify that one in order to get it to actually be what we're going for. All right, honey kind of boil, or not really boil, but yeah, you can see, cool. So we're gonna go ahead and pour the honey in. See about how much we get. There's going to be a big chunk coming in right about there. If you make that other stuff, kombucha, that might remind you of a Scooby. Gonna throw our yeast in here. And I know that you can measure, you could probably you could get away with a lot less than that. I'm fine using that much. Find me a measuring cup. I want a quarter teaspoon. That's sanitized. And okay, I don't have time to go through and wait on the kind of follow like a schedule with that. I know you can. It is my choice. I am not. I'm just going to put that nutrient right in there and not worry about it again. I also keep it in the fridge. I haven't had any problems with it. So I'm just going to keep on doing it that way. Give that nice little stir. And we're going to put that aside for a little bit. I want my bottle. Okay. Just because there's still lots of honey in there. Gonna put a full bottle in there. We're at 1.3 pounds, so I'm gonna guess that there's probably quarter pound or so. So I'm gonna use this honey, which is a mango honey. It's not a mango flavored honey, but just a mango tree honey. I got it from a company in Hawaii. So yeah. Yeah, there's their website if you care. They normally run a lot of specials, so I would definitely recommend following them on Facebook. So we got mesquite honey in there. And some of this mango stuff. So we're going to go for a bit over. You can probably do what you're wanting to do. Yeah. Just don't get me banned from TikTok. a bigger spoon would help so much. We're getting there. Slowly, but we're getting there. Okay. So 8, 9. All right. That honey is really good. Okay. Then immersion blender. I want to kind of dry that up just a little tiny bit. And just to get all the honey out of here, stick that down in there. Give it a really nice stir. And we're going to pull that over here. So if you're just joining, I am making some mead. This is my wife's idea. It's going to be pomegranate strawberry. Okay. And a couple paper towels so we don't get this jar is sticky. Put that right there. Find that while doing this, you go through a lot of paper towels. And I'm also going to move you guys just a little bit. So mead name, pomegranate, strawberry. £3 pounds honey, mesquite and mango. We don't know how much. Pomegranate juice in place of water. Strawberries. Okay. So I make sure, well, I have tried getting lots better at noting what I do down, just because I made some good meads and I made some not so good meads, so I want to keep kind of a record of it. Just making sure that y'all can see what's going on. All right. So we're done with the scale now. Kind of give that a good shake. Make sure that there's nothing on the bottom. And we're just going to check that in. there's a lot of extra in there. So I'm going to grab the container that I tested. Pour about half in there. Can you shake those? Maybe the bottle? No. Need to get all the pomegranate juice. That is wild. There you go. Look at the bottom of it. Apparently you need to shake these things like none other. That is crazy. Okay, so I want to put some of the strawberries in there, but I also want to grab my weights just because I want the strawberries in the liquid, not out of the liquid. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of guess 3 weights, and then I got another cool one over here. And maybe I used that one in the previous mead. These guys sanitized. These are just basic canning weights. I went for the heaviest ones available. Try not to get my phone covered in sanitizer. That'd be great. Okay, so we are about 3 pounds of honey, whatever remnants of that. 1, 2. Oh, you have the other 2. Okay, and this is just simple tea bag, which I sanitized, but I don't like the look of that. Yeah. Let's check if I have another one. All right, so we are doing an emergency wash on that guy. I sanitized it, but there's just a ton of crap on it. Water. And I don't like the idea of sanitizing these with Star San. I'm sure it's fine. I just don't like it. So yeah, keep an eye on that. Make sure that no bugs get into it, please. Sorry, thrilling content, I know. But we should be able to make up for it with how this mead turns out. I have a feeling it's going to be pretty good. For those of you joining, I am making a strawberry pomegranate mead. Here, put that on top of the peanut butter. That's a good spot for it. Yeah. And here's some strawberries. And I was about to start loading up the strawberries when the bag had nasty bits in it, so doing an emergency bag cleaning. Okay. So I can't see it very well, but say it looks a bit better. I'm sure that there's a better way to wash these bags. It's just such a pain. Which I actually have a mead going right now where I have my big bag holding the stuff. Hope that one's going all right, because that was a lot of honey. I think it was 12 pounds of honey. Okay, we are waiting for that thing to start boiling. I'm going to put that down there. And while we're waiting on that, we're going to just kind of dump a little bit more. Put that one to the side. And we're going to go ahead and just blend this. So I know a lot of mead makers say to shake it and stir it. I stir it with a electronic idea. So do it like that. Realistically, I could probably use the whisk attachment, but yeah. We will stir it a bit more. I'm just waiting for the water to start boiling so I can put the bag back in, and we can kind of go on from there. Anyway, if you're watching this, say hi. Have you ever made mead before? Come on, mouse. Are you interested in making mead? If you're interested in making mead, I, not to self-promote it, well, okay, a little bit to self-promote. I have lots of videos on how to make mead. And you can watch this to make mead. This is not, it's a really simple batch, honestly. A lot of this is just really simple, kind of repetitive. You do honey, water, yeast. That's basically it. For this, we're doing the pomegranate strawberry. So I have my fruit. Oh, it smells so good. And I actually got a backlog of meads now. I have a mango one. Ooh, that could be really good. I have a mango sitting in the freezer right now. I got a couple other fruits that I'm working to get to. Just sometimes what the wife says takes priority. And I got some cactus fruit. So I'm planning on making that soon. Boil, boil, boil. Okay. Typical heat sanitation is 3 minutes under boiling water. It is just starting to boil. There's the sediment on these are unreal. Okay, that one's not that bad. You can kind of see it. But that's all yummy juice. So we want to make sure we get it all. Give that a little stir. Sit there. I bet. It's wild, isn't it?
It'd be easier to pour some out and then shake it more.
Yeah. So if I don't need these right off the bat, then it could be girls' drinks or something. Okay. And our yeast looks good. Getting nice and bubbly. We're actually going to add a bit more juice to it. Okay, grabbing another paper towel. This might drive everyone nuts, but Alexa, check notification. So, anyone in Phoenix? It is, well, right now the weather's not bad at all, but been alerts kind of all day about some crazy storm that's supposed to come. Anyone in the pathway of that? We should be right around 3 minutes, I think. Probably a little bit more. I want to make sure any of the gunk is out of that thing, though. Excuse me. Don't recommend doing this. Hot. I want to turn the bag inside out just to make sure to get all the little nasties out. Which realistically, it's fine. I just want to, make sure it's clean so it doesn't affect this in any negative way. Granted, haven't had an issue yet. Just as long as you give it a really, really good boil, it is fine. It should be fine. I'm going to go ahead and grab glass. Get that sanitized. So for adding fruit, I have a cool little hack. It's hot. But I want it inside out now. There we go. So we let the bag sit for about 3 minutes. Then we give it a quick stir. I know, it's not a cooking show. And I lost track of time. I don't know if it's been 3 minutes. I know it's been over 3 minutes, but okay. Now we're going to go ahead and take that out. Kind of dab it dry a little bit. Turn that off. And if you watch this far, you might get to watch me burn myself a little bit. Okay. We're going to put it on that glass. The glass has been sanitized. We're going to throw our strawberries in. Let's do this scientifically. I'm going to put that on. I'm going to tear it out. 2 strawberries, 3 strawberries. There we go. Now it's good enough to handle. As far as weight goes, I'm thinking 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds will be fine. But we might end up doing less because I know we have kids who want strawberries. Okay, that feels close. So these weights that was sanitized earlier, I'm going to go ahead and put those in. And I am going to put all 3 in just because I want that to sit way down. Then I'm going to put it there just to keep it on a sanitized surface. Tie that. Then I like to tie this in half just to hold everything there. Okay, I like to try tying it in half. Let's try that again. And thank you all who have hearted this. That is awesome. I think got 2 people who gave hearts to that. For going live 3 times on this channel, I really appreciate that. That is so cool. Okay. All right. Something I learned with the weights, you want to let it go down slowly. Or else you drop it in, you end up dropping it on it, and it could break. I haven't broken it yet, but we don't want to break one of these jars. Then we're just gonna get all that out. Not right there with the jar. I think that's fine. Then our yeasty bits. Throw that in. Probably should have stirred it just a little bit more. It's okay though. Gonna kind of give it a quick stir this way. That smells really good. Ariel, you come here? No? I want... We're just going to use this. And we're going to give it a really quick stir. And then I am going to take a gravity on it, just to kind of get an idea. So I used about 1 pound of honey, or 1 pound of strawberries, 3 pounds of honey. So this should be a pretty considerable mead. I'm also having to fight those weights. Just there we go. Now you're stirring along nicely. All right. Question we all want to know the answer to. How is this stuff going to turn out? far as the actual taste, I have no idea. As far as the strengths, I can get a very educated guess. Turkey baster. Ooh. Okay, this stuff is going to be kind of insane. If it ferments all the way, don't know yet. Okay. And because there's a ton of bubbles, we're just going to kind of give that a little stir. Dying. Okay, go back to my little book there. Going to edit that thing. Original specific gravity is going to be 1 point. Yeah, 1. We're just going to call it 60. So, no. So if that ferments fully, it has potential to go to 21%. Ariel, you might be a little bit of a mad genius. This has potential for 21%. It's actually potentially a bit more than that, too. Just because all the bubbles are in there, can't really see. See if we can kind of stir down the bubbles just a little tiny bit. See if we can get a little bit better reading. Now, whether or not it will actually go to that level, dependent on the yeast. Maybe 1.165. So yeah. Ooh. That is going, hopefully, I'm going to kind of bet that it's going to be closer to the dry side than the sweet side. But time will tell. And again, if it holds the flavor profile, this stuff is going to be good. Yum. All right, then let's get that guy in. Okay. Then with this container setup, you just put that little plastic piece in, you work that in, you touch it with hands. I want just... Was that thunder?
Probably.
Fun. I want just a little bit more water in there. Typically like to get it to about right there. And grab a rag, sanitizer on it. This hides it away from any of the bugs. Okay, not really. Then the little cap. More sanitizer. And for the... I just spray sanitizer in there. It's easy. I'm already dealing with the sanitizer, even though I have a water right there. I figure if bugs can't get into water, they really can't get into the sanitizer. And yeah, so this is how I made the strawberry pomegranate mead. Probably gonna sit... Actually, it's probably gonna sit over there for... I have a container over there. Gonna sit in that container for a little bit because this one went absolutely wild. This is a kiwi apricot, and I had to rig a blow-off tube on it just because it blew up. It is probably at the time... Where are they? There it is. Might as well just take that blow-off tube off now. We're going to go and put that there. I'm kind of curious to look and smell this guy. Ew. Oh, dang. The apricot kiwi smells very strong. And probably within the next week or so, I will be taking all the fruit out of there. But this one we just made is going to go into a container like that. Just because I have had a couple of them get really, really excited and happy. And then they don't like to stay in the container. They like to get out of the container and make a mess. I'm excited for this one. This one's going to be fun. Yeah. Anyone have any questions? Any concerns? Did you enjoy this? This is something I should do again? Yeah. like overall, I don't feel like this one will actually hit 20%. I feel like it, I feel with the yeast, it would probably, it could potentially get up to like right around 18%. Actually, here, let's see. The yeast I use has a tolerance. If anyone happens to know it right off the top of their head. EC 1118. Alcohol tolerance. So yeah, about 18% is the max tolerance for this yeast. So it's going to get up there. I'll once it like it's going to go sit a little while. I'll probably do a couple updates on it and just kind of give any of the current readings. I might take another read of it later on just to kind of see if it settled up or settled down a little bit. Sorry, bumping the camera, and there we go. Yeah. So, like I said, this was a strawberry pomegranate mead, and it has quite some potential, like impressive potential. I'm excited to see what this one does. But like one of the previous ones I made, this Mexican honey, if you can hear it, this stuff is still dangerous. And that keeps on breaking. So I needed to kill all the yeast in that one right there. But this one's going to be exciting. And like that one was just honey and yeast, honey, yeast, water. It got up to 9 point something percent. And like I tested it within like 2 or 3 weeks of each other, and it read the same, so it decided to fool me a little bit. But we're going to go ahead and do the smart thing on this one because I have not done smart things on previous. There we go. Do not judge my writing. Got some pomegranate strawberry mead. I want to update the rest of my notes. Let's see. We're going to do 100% pomegranate juice. I'm just going to estimate that we did 1 pound strawberry. So yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, if any of you have questions or curious about the stuff that I used, you can send me a message here on TikTok. My website, tylershobbies.com, has all the affiliate links to all the products that I use. Anyway, I think we're done for tonight. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. TikTok says not to join with guests that I have on. There any? Ooh, what's that? Curious. Oh, okay. But yeah, I'm gonna head out for tonight.